Good morning, guys. What's going on? What's cracking? So today, we're working on wiring. So what we got to do here is this. Open up the door here, and what we need to do is get to the plastic panel underneath there. Now, I've already gotten down there once before because I had to actually get down there to get to the ECU once. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, shove this in the back. I'm going to have to start collecting stuff and pulling all this off anyways because this is going to go for paint then. Again, if anyone has one of these, let me know. You can see it. See how chewed up that is? If someone has one of these, let me know. I'd like to replace it because I don't know where I can find one. Alright, so what I got to do here first is pull this mat back. Alright, and probably just take this out all together. Take that out. And then we got to pull this plastic piece here. Now when pulling this up, pull up. I always say pull up and towards yourself like that. And then just dink, dink, dink. Now when you get up here, you want to pull almost behind this because there's screws that hold this on. You don't want to rip them out. So you get to this one here. Just put your finger underneath of it, hit it one more time, and now put your finger underneath here, unless you still have, like me, which I do. I have this little clip here, which needs to come out. Once you pull that clip out, pull from back behind here, pull toward yourself. See, come on, baby. Oh, wow, this one's really stuck. I've never had it stick like that. That's weird. Come on. Wow, that is... that's why there's still one clip there. And then you should pull straight forward. Forgot I had one little clip there left, and then it pulls out of that little slot, and you pull out. Next, you'll want to fold this down, and then what you'll find back behind here, which you want to be careful with your carpet, you'll find this little plastic kick panel with your ECU and all your stuff's back behind there. What you want to do is remove two 10mm bolts, and then this cover comes off. All right, guys, so once you pull that black cover off, you'll find your ECU underneath here, which is that guy right there. But because it's automatic, we also have another module here, which is for the transmission control. It's electronically controlled transmission, so you are going to have a box for that. And if you can see there, actually there's a ton of wires that go to it, so it's obviously quite more intricate than what I ever imagined. But there's a couple other plugs you're going to have to undo from the actual body. I believe it's 3 plugs. I want to say I might misspoke there, but I'll show you here in a second. So, first we'll take this up. We'll unplug this, unplug that, then remove both of them just so they're up and out of the way. And then what we'll do is start unplugging from the body. So what I wanted to show you here is these plugs here for the automatic actually they go just inside the car itself. Obviously it goes automatic transmission, so it doesn't have to go to the engine harness, which I thought some of the wires did, but for what I'm seeing here, it doesn't. So what you have is just to sorry, let me re-say that here. Just to go over it again, we have the ECU. We then have this main orange plug, which is right here. What you need to do is press down the orange tab and push up. Pull down on the orange tab and push up on the white tab at the same time. And then that white tab, you'll push it the whole way up and it'll unlock it. Again, push down on the orange tab at the very top and push up on that white tab. Some people didn't know to do that, so I just wanted to redefine that. Or I can't speak this morning because I'm trying to rush because I've got 2 more parties to go to this weekend. Everyone's getting married or having kids, and I got to get up all the parties. These are the 2 that go to the body. So you have a gray plug and a white plug here. They came off super easy. They go right into the side of the car here. I can't see it directly, but only 2 plugs. You'll be able to tell whatever goes up that hole right there needs to go. So now that those are loose, make sure everything's loose. We go up top now, and I'll show you how to pull it out. It takes a little bit of time. Usually helps if someone's helped pushing the plugs up, so I might actually ask the wife if she can help me with this. All right, so as you can see here, guys, I'm starting to pull up now. I might need my wife here because sometimes these plugs can get stuck, and you don't want to yank them. Sometimes you need help. There's the big ones right there. There's the other ones getting stuck now. So what you do is play around with it here. See if I can twist one of these. Just want to be careful. It is definitely, once it gets to a certain point, it definitely gets a little bit harder, especially trying to hold the camera, and I don't want to damage the wires. There we go. That's what I wanted. And one last one. And that's all out. So we can sit that now on top of the motor, and the wiring harness is out, guys. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Just again, last time I done it, it's been a couple years now, and I've definitely learned more and gotten a little bit less frightened about things or worried about things than I would have in the past. Okay, so guys, I went ahead and unbolted these here, which actually bolt to the chassis. These are your grounds and your power that actually go to one to the fuse block, and the rest go to one to the body here and one to the block. I went ahead and undid the return line for the fuel system, which goes right up here. That's your factory return. Now I need to go underneath and remove the factory feed. Now, one thing you'll notice is it almost has like a Venturi system. So like, because the feed is obviously the pickup for it's the whole way down the tank, it'll pretty much drain your tank if you don't put a plug in it. So the easiest way to do it is, believe it or not, the bolt size from the factory bolt from your motor mount is actually the same thread pitch and size that can go right into your factory fuel filter. So it makes it really easy. All you do is take one of those out first, because you got to take them both out anyway. So just take one out for now, obviously. Remove one, and then all you have to do is undo that as fast as you can down there by the filter, and then shove that bolt in, and it keeps it from losing as much fuel as possible. Obviously, a lot of fuel is not going to matter because you're mostly going to end up draining the tank eventually, but just because you don't want your garage stinking for now, it works pretty well. Okay guys, so I went ahead and decided to take off the front bumper. What you have is some plastic clips that go across the top here, a total of 5. You have 2 10mm screws, one here, 10mm bolts, not screws, one here, one inside there. The bumper just lays and rests inside there. Again, there's 2 bolts over there. Then you have a bunch of bolts or plastic clips that go up under here. There will be a total of 6 of those, and there'll be little bumper retainers. Once you have that, it should come off. Now, that's saying that if you don't have the plastic underneath like I did. If you have the plastic underneath, there's way more you have to take off, but I didn't have to take any of that off. And then over here, and then on both sides too, you have 3 little screws that go up and down the length of this here, which plastic goes in there. And there was probably, well, 3 on the side, and there's a couple more I had to take off. With all the plastic, guys, you're probably looking at, I don't know, 30 screws slash bolts you need to remove to get the bumper off, which is why it stays on so sturdy. Another cool thing for you guys, if you've never worked on a Supra, the front bumpers here, or the bumper support, is actually made of aluminum. It doesn't rust. It's just oxidized real badly, which I'll clean up, take off, because I won't have to have it on for paint. Yeah, getting down to the nitty gritty here, I'm just doing more and more stuff. Got to figure out how to get the fluid or decompress this, because I made the mistake once in my townhouse, and yeah, it went everywhere. Had green shit all over my ceiling in my townhouse. Wasn't a fun time. So I need to figure that out, how to get these unlatched so I can get these latches out, because I want that out before paint. Take all that out in the car. I have to run all the wiring out, which I just sent a message to Jose Valle at Kaiser Motorsports saying, why doesn't anyone make an engine bay harness? Like, there's so many plugs and stuff in this that I will never use again, especially like cruise control over there, all the ABS sensor plugs over here, the one for the brake master cylinder and stuff. Like, all those wires are never used. So like, you could simplify it and make a new harness, because most of these are old, and like, I'm definitely, my most nervous part is removing this because of the old wires. Like, I am just really shocked no one makes anything for this, just because all this stuff is getting old. All these plugs are old. Like, it's definitely something that should be looked at. I'm not sure if anyone out there makes one yet, but if they do, they're definitely making a killing. All right, now I got the bumper off, I need to strip it down. I gotta take all this stuff off. So I got all the markers, lights and stuff. Take the front lip off and all that good stuff, and then of course that'll also be sale. And guys, I'm like now getting your messages. Holy cow! Everyone wants everything. I'll get to you guys when I can. I apologize, but I'm gonna get to you. The heat shield's already taken care of. Someone's already bought that. Fender plastics actually might be sold already. All those plastics there are sold. I still have the exhaust up for sale. I still have the plastic bottle for sale. I am going, what is leaking over there? Something else is leaking now? Not sure what that is, but something else is leaking. Side vents are for sale. All the plastics underneath I'm going to sell. Just got to work out pricing yet. I'm most likely going to sell the plastics back here too and just replace them if I can find them. I'm trying to do this for decent pricing, but I got to make money on it too. We know how this works, boys and girls. So I'll keep you posted here, but now it's time to take all the lights off of this. All right, so we got the front lip off. That'll be for sale, but it is broken in a few spots, so it's not perfect. I think it's broken in 1 spot or maybe 2 spots. So I'll have that up for sale, and then I will have to keep the bumper retainer stuff though, because to put the front lip on, obviously this will be up for sale. The paint's not good on it, so that's why it's upside down. So you can respray it. I will keep this little black piece that goes under here. You guys can have that too with it. These are all the rusted nuts. You're not going to want any of those, so I'm going to toss them right now because they're completely useless. That's why I come to those metal pieces. I think I snapped 2 of them, so I might even have to replace those. That's part of the game. Alright guys, so now comes the fun part. This is where we've got to relieve pressure from the AC system. Now usually what I would do is, instead of like, what I'm going to do here today is relieve pressure from one of these or these, just because they're up front and easy to get to. You could do it right from the cylinder itself, but I need to relieve pressure the whole way across the board because I'm going to remove everything. What I'll usually do is actually just unbolt the actual AC compressor itself, which is the bottom one here. I'd unbolt it and just zip tie it up off to the side and then pull the motor out. But because I got to pull it out anyways, I figure might as well go ahead and decompress it now. Makes it easier. I'm not fighting with it, sitting down there and dicking with it. I can just pull it out with the entire unit, pull the lines off and stuff. So, moment of truth of doing this. I've been kind of dreading to this point. So, wish me luck, boys and girls. I'm actually going to try and record this. System's bleeding and it stinks like shit. Not sure if it's... Oh, get away from that. Don't want to breathe that in. Woo! Look at that shit. Everywhere. Woo, boy. You guys can see. Open a window here. Can you guys see that? Gas coming out. Thought it was going to be a lot worse. When I did it last time, it definitely felt a lot worse. But that was probably the best spot to do it. Easiest to get to, and just unfortunately let the system go dry and just go from there. Before I forget, also guys, what I wanted to talk about is my wife's idea. So since it is her car, there's going to be a little bit more girly theme to it, like how I have my bright blue and stuff, which I guess is gay, girl, you can call it whatever you want. But she wants to do like that sea foam or Tiffany green on the engine cover and down on the brakes. That was something she thought would look nice. I think her sticker's that color here, her decal, whatever you want to say. It's like that seafoam green. So that's what she wants to do, which I'm cool with. I think that's a great idea. It gives it a little bit of character, but it's nothing too much that people are like, well, that was stupid. She doesn't want something dumb like bright pink. Before we go any further here, I don't know, should I remove the rest of the lines first? I just don't want to damage them. This line here, I have to actually remove the one brake line and bend it down, because you can see here the AC lines feed through and I got to reuse these, and these are more vital to me than this. Now I want to make sure I don't mess this up either, because I'm going to try and take these brake lines and everything off in one piece so you guys can buy it and use it for your cars, because I know that these things can get really expensive and they're hard to come by. So unlike the last time I did this on my car, I'm going to take these things off in a nice manner so you guys are able to buy it and then use it for your car. So try to take my good ass time. Alright guys, I guess that's going to be it for this one then. We're going to tie it up here for now. Next up, what we're going to do is pretty much take the motor out, and I've got a big surprise for y'all. If you haven't seen already, I've talked to a few friends, you might already know, but you'll see. It's coming soon. Thank you guys very much for tuning in today. Do me a big favor. Either subscribe if you aren't already subscribing. If you could, give it a big like. And thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later. Peace!